my painting. I did a lot of charity shows at the beginning to prove myself I was an artist, and I'm so proud. When I first arrived, I decided to find a studio, and I stayed at the Art Student League on 57th Street, and it's a really amazing place where all the great artists like Pollock, Benson, Louis Bourgeois, Calder, Weiwei, De Koenig, Liechtenstein. So in a way, I'm a part of this family in a way. And so I think as a woman, I wanted to show New York people, especially artists, the artist community, that women can do everything. I wanted to try to make my own project to say it's possible. And my main project is about how to make people happy. And through my paintings, through my augmented reality, people was absolutely impressed because they never had this experience. My experience was quite unique. And if you want to hear a little bit more, I have my husband next door, so he can explain how the Artiva application arrived and why we decided to work with that. And if you don't mind, I can ask my husband to speak with you, Stéphane. So
yes, I would love to hear from Stéphane to hear more about that particular project and everything. And then I would also love to hear from you about if either you or Stéphane have thought about doing other states and everything, because as you know, we've got Willa on the line, and Willa is an amazing woman, very much about happiness in North Carolina. So y'all might have to do a North Carolina series.
Yeah. Hi. It would be nice to do the road show of New Yorker and bring it to North Carolina. Definitely.
So tell us about the new show, Stéphane. So it seems that your wife was saying that there's a new show where you're going to talk about happiness, which is something that we oftentimes don't get enough of, is good news of people trying to put positive images and happy images out there. So tell us a little bit about this new show.
No, but you know, one of the things that characterize Louisa's work, and you know, we all been through artist work that some are pretty intense and dark, and we respect everyone. I think what she does has always been very vibrant and colorful. So that's her kind of a signature and style, and I think throughout the New Yorker experience, we met people who really were very transformed by that. First, of course, the subject themselves, because for them it was the first time that they'd seen themselves in painting, even if it's not like a figurative piece of art, but it's more semi-abstract, so to speak. But so that was the first thing. The second was really to see people's face when they took their phone, they looked at the painting with the phone open on the app, and so suddenly the painting opened and through a video telling a story of somebody. And I know that I was listening earlier your show, and it was all about storytelling. New Yorker
yes.
is also about storytelling, and I think that the emotion that we felt when we met with people was really coming through this. So they thanked Louisa just to being able to convey a message in a very different and new way. And I think that's also a tribute to the 10 subjects that were willing to spend some time with her and share their stories. Because some of them had started from nothing, just as immigrants, and it kind of connect them back to their roots, and that was very powerful too.
Oh yeah, definitely, because we know that a lot of times going back to their roots is a lot of what is some of the most powerful art. Willa, are you still on the line?
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Hey, Willa, I wanted to bring you into the conversation because I know one of the things that you're very much involved in, and it's almost similar to what they're doing with the photography, but one of the groups that you're involved with is the quilters. And I know a lot of times quilt is very much about telling stories and using that form of an art medium to let stories be told, because you're part of a very rich quilt circle that I believe this year celebrated its 25th anniversary. So it's been around for a number of years.
Yes. We just did on Saturday, celebrated years of working together, African American Quilt Circle of Durham, North Carolina, which includes women from all over the Triangle area. And yes, the quilts tell a story simply by the fabrics that's used, the threads that are used, the various methods and patterns that are used tell a story of that particular person, their family, their loved ones. And it's all about the creation of the quilt. Once upon a time, quilts used to be for just keeping warm, but nowadays they have a brand new attitude. They are wall art, they are fiber art, they are thousands and thousands of dollars. Quilting is $1 billion a year business. Is that too cool or what?
Wow.
And some of the quilters that I am with, on Saturday, as a matter of fact, one of our sisters taught us to make fascinators.
Amazing.
And what is a fascinator? I'm not familiar with that term.
A fascinator is a hat with attitude, and they were absolutely beautiful from every stratosphere, from every color, from every medium, velvet, teal, tulle, silk, cotton. It was beautiful to see. If you go to our site, the African American Quilt Circle, we have a site, and you will see our ladies in their fascinators. And it was a thrill to be able to do so because it's all about sharing the love of fabric and telling the story. And we have members from 10-year-olds to 80 plus, and from every walk of life you can imagine: educators, nurses, managers, doctors, philosophers, writers. We have them all. And it is a thrill to feel the energy when you walk into the room because it's all about the love of sharing the story of the quilt.
Yeah, definitely. You can definitely feel that energy no matter whether it's a few of you ladies or a whole bunch of you ladies. And I know that there was a documentary done on the whole quilt circle that definitely called the energy of y'all that the Center for Documentary Studies did not that long ago and everything.
Yes.
Now, in talking to both Stefan and his wife on the phone sometime back and also on the internet and also just when we were doing the thing with S.H.I.N.E and that they do this New York Times read-along every Sunday, I was just wanting to hear from all of y'all so you can share with our readers, how do you think that we're doing in terms of artists being able to support themselves? Because like I said, Louisa moved here from Paris, and I know you've been in the arts for a number of years, and I sometimes wonder, because we oftentimes hear that it's difficult to make a living as an artist, but you seem to be making a living as an artist, Willa, even though you do various of other things, but we also hear of the artist that has to have the job in the restaurant, or still has to have the job in the testing center, or the different other kinds of jobs in order to make ends meet. So is there a point in your life that you just said, look, I'm just going to commit myself to being an artist and not worry about some of these other things, or do you still find that to be a struggle? And this is all for all three of you.
Okay, so what I can say about being an artist everywhere, I mean, it could be New York, France, or whatever, it's a struggling job. Honestly, it's really difficult to make your art as a living, but if you believe, you can make it. You can do it. But you have to find different positions. Like when I arrived, everybody say you shouldn't show in restaurants, in the hotels, or whatever. And I feel pretty upset because normal people go to restaurants, to hotels. And I wanted to show the new world must change. It's not only in galleries. And, I had an experience as a woman. And of course, my English wasn't as great, a little bit rusty at the beginning. So I was going through galleries, and few galleries was telling me, what you're doing here, you should be in your studio. And I said, I'm trying to show my work, maybe to try to be featured in your gallery. And they said to me, I'm so sorry, you don't choose us, we choose you. And I felt that really condescending. I feel really upset, to be honest. And from that position, I said, I need to keep going on. I couldn't say to myself, stop, I'm not going to be an artist anymore because that's my passion. You need to be really passionate because you don't only do your art for money in a way, even if we need money, of course, today. And so that's why I decided one morning, okay, maybe some gallery doesn't want me, so I'm going to make the difference. I'm going to show my art in a different way. And I was so amazed to see all these people coming to my show. I didn't even know them, most of them, because some was coming from the hotel, in and out, and they all was asking me, Oh my gosh, thank you. And I had an experience to say. I met an old lady. She was like around 90, maybe 90 years old. She came to me and she was coming from Westchester. And she said to me, thank you so much what you've done. And I said, oh, it's a pleasure. And she said to me, can I tell you my secret? She said, during 1950s, she was the only black woman being featured on Ebony magazine. I didn't know that magazine, of course, because but it's, maybe you should know this one. Ebony.
Yes, we know Ebony.
And I was so proud. She came to me. She said, "Thank you for what you're doing. You are the voice through your art. Your art is your media, and I feel really blessed what you're doing because I shows different portraits from different exceptional women, from immigrant women who's been bullied when they were young, who's been, really, they lost confidence, they didn't believe in themselves. And I even saw a little girl. She was in front of my painting. She was crying. I said, why are you crying? And she said, thank you, because now I can believe in my future school, because today I got failed. I wasn't chosen in my public high school. So I said, don't worry. It's not because today it's a failure. You think it's a failure. You won't succeed in your life. So my paintings, I put colors, I put energy, I put life, because I want everybody, even the new generation, everybody in the world, to see everything is possible, especially for women. And it's really important that women express themselves, because they have a lot and they deserve to be on the top of the subject. And thank you so much, Mark Lee, what you're doing for this blog, for the radio, to let myself speaking about my subject.
Definitely. And Willa, what about you? Because like I said, you've definitely been in the field for a number of years, and I'm sure that there's sometimes that you and your family are sitting there going like, this is a struggle. Why is Mom still doing artwork? And even some of your husband and everybody else is probably like, she's still at it.
My son, when one son was about 10, he says, Mom, we're all in school now. You can get a real job. I said, what? I've got a real job. And the other part is when you put your energy into that thing you love. Now, I do have an advantage. I do have a husband who has a 9-to-5 with insurance. So it makes a world of difference. That allows me to be who I am. So I can be the storyteller. I can be the inspirational speaker. I can be the quilter. I am now making note cards out of heart. My second child died 2 years ago, and I'm healing myself, and these note cards have become such a great phenomenon. I did not know they were going to reach that kind of proportion, but I'm selling them all over the place. So I use recycle and upcycle. Between the writing and the performance and the art and the quilt, and I'm pretty busy. I read that you need at least 7 different streams of income or more. So the CDs that I have written are now making their own lives, and they send me a check every other month or so, and that's nice. And the book is doing pretty well, The Pizza Tree. And the quilt, somebody see a quilt picture and want it, and I'm sure I'll sell it. Yes, I will. And the cards are doing their own thing. So even though I am in many mediums, it's all the same for me. It's all the creative process. And it allows me to be able to do what I do without a lot of headache because of my lubby. So that's my saving grace. But it's definitely an ongoing, it's a job. You have to market yourself. You have to have venues that will allow you. And then, like the young lady said, you find your own venue. If they don't like you, so what? I will be at the farmer's market. I can be anywhere. Wherever I am, I take my craft with me, because you never know who's watching and who likes what you have. And for me, I create for me because I love what I do, and because I love it, somebody else may or may not. That's totally up to them. It's okay. But I do it for the love of the art.
Do you think that's a mistake? Do you think that's a mistake that some artists make, that they try to do it, that they try to create art just that they think will be sellable, versus trying to do it from the love of their heart, because sometimes the best artists that I know, like you, as you know, Willa, my dad is a photographer and a multimedia artist, and I know that he really enjoys what